qui ça exactement?
Midwives for Haiti believes that there needs to be more midwives in Haiti. And their strategy is to create the auxiliaire sage-femme, or the auxiliaire midwife. And we know that they fit into the healthcare system perfectly. We know there is a place for the auxiliaire midwife in Haiti.
Moi relais Jeanette Telusmo. Moi habite Inch. Moi te l'école et sage-femme pour Haïti. Moi devais devenir une sage-femme. C'est parce que depuis maman c'était en matrone et puis moi toujours il a fait accouchement. Ça t'a vraiment intéressé pour me devenir une sage-femme, mais ça fait longtemps moi pas de coca apprendre.
We lost a lot of people in the 2010 earthquake, and we did lose a lot of hospitals, but we also lost our School of Midwifery in Port-au-Prince, which was attached to the School of Nursing. And so not only did we lose cohorts of students, but we lost many professors and faculty and many alliances that we had made. And so while the state of midwifery was dire before the earthquake, it was like, how could it get any worse? And it did. I think that, there are good things that come from the ashes, and one of the good things that I've been able to see even in my short time here is just that I feel more than ever the government is open and aware to innovative solutions. And Sage-Femme pour Haïti, Midwives for Haiti is an innovative solution because we provide another type of maternity care provider in Haiti.
Moi j'ai étudié sage-femme en 98 déjà. Au point 3 mois, mais c'est pas un peu le temps. Mais en mai 2008, moi je venu travailler Sainte-Thérèse. Et puis quand j'étais une sage-femme qui a fait accouchement dans conditions normales. Et puis il y a un pile bagaille à faire, mais moi-même malgré que j'étais sage-femme, j'étais pour formation 3 mois, je ne jamais rien vraiment. Et puis ça a été vraiment intéressé, moi dit faut que moi entre dans la famille sage-femme sage-femme pour Haïti.
So Ms. Jeanette is a perfect example of our message of sustainability because she herself is a graduate and now she is our first in-hospital clinical instructor. And so she's sort of carrying on the legacy. Not only is she a graduate, she's working as a midwife, but she's also teaching our new incoming class and will be teaching for years to come. And this is part of our message. As we grow as a program, we can then hire our grads to operate our program.
L'important pour pays parce que le pays n'a pas de sage-femme. C'est pour raison ça, c'est important pour te gagner sage-femme dans tout le pays pour sauver la vie maman avec petit bébé. Oui, moi elle a très dit parce que si toutefois nous avons une femme qui a besoin de faire une césarienne, pas de moyen pour faire, c'est quand je peux courir à la veille, ou sinon pion pour courir à la veille, sinon la situation vraiment dit.
If you were to ask me what the biggest addition to Midwives for Haiti in the year 2011, I would have to say it's the addition of our Jeep to the mobile clinic program. It's a powerhouse. It can go through rivers. It can climb up muddy, rocky banks. We've been able to access more surface area. It's now been able to run 4 days a week, so we can hit about 16 to 17 communities a month. 4 days, 4 weeks out of every month, we get to a different area each time. Going once a week, you can't get to communities consistently. And what happens is if you don't get to communities consistently, women don't rely on you as a service. And so, for example, even if our Jeep, maybe it needs to be in the shop for whatever reason and we can't make it now to a community and we go the next month, there'll be less women there at the clinic because they're not sure if we're going to be there. So being able to have that reliable vehicle, which we didn't have before, we're actually building up a much larger base of women who are coming back to see us on a regular basis. So the response to the Jeep is interesting because no one can ever forget that Jeep because it's, so brilliantly painted, but they also don't forget what it represents. You see it once and then you sort of know from then on, whenever you see it, that prenatal care is coming. When the mobile clinics happen, because it's an event in the community, it doesn't just attract the pregnant women, it often attracts other people. And I think, the Jeep is a great magnet for little kids, but, then they start hanging around and they start hearing and listening to what's happening in the actual prenatal clinic that's running. And along that, other people in the community come as well. And so the midwives for the mobile clinic also become known by these people as champions of health and promoting good health in the communities.
Parce que sinon, chaque zone, ta gen yon sage-femme pour Haïti. Kounya la, et toujours, famille a toujours un problème, toujours gen éclampsie, toujours gen anémie sévère. Kounya la, si yon sage-femme qui dans zone là, laisse ça encourager moun ça. Soit yon encourage le venir avec l'hôpital, ou sinon yon encourage parents pour venir avec l'hôpital, laisse ça, la gen plus chance côté que famille a pas mourir dans l'accouchement et puis yo pas mourir après accouchement.
In addition to having the mobile clinic growing in a geographical sense, it's also growing in a programmatic sense. So now we have been able to add the HIV syphilis rapid screening process, and in the near future we hope to add chlamydia and gonorrhea testing too. But why HIV and syphilis is extremely important for our mobile clinic and for women in Haiti is that the prevalence is high, and because we are their only access to prenatal care in rural areas, oftentimes this is their only chance to receive these tests early enough and to receive the proper follow-up early enough.
Élèves intéressés parce que yo toujours content si tu les ouais yo gen un cas. Tant qu'on on prend exemple si yo gen un cas pour éclampsie. Yo comment yo vinn bay moun ça médicament et puis moun nan soit li poko accoucher ou bien li accoucher yo vinn bay médicament yo fait l'accoucher parfois yo kon jeune maman avec petite là yo vinn refaire elle dit yo vinn guéri yo vinn très bien tout des moun yo à la caillou ça vinn faire cœur content et puis ça ba plus encouragement pour ka faire travail là plus bien.
Oftentimes when we go into communities, especially communities for the first time or for the first few times, it becomes really clear that the need for service and for healthcare is so great. People are so needing just to be seen or have their questions or concerns answered or taken care of that tensions can arise in those situations. It sometimes feels overwhelming for us, feels overwhelming for the mobile clinic midwives to see people feeling desperate to be heard. But I think the most important thing that I try and get across when I'm working with the mobile clinic midwives and what they impart to me is that we will always be back. We'll be back the next month, we'll be back the next month after that. And so we have this sort of continuous presence in the community that can provide women with this ongoing care. And so again, with that sustainable, continuous care, even though it might feel overwhelming at times, we know in the end we're still part of the solution.
Bonsoir. Programme là c'est un bon programme lié. Avec programme ça, gen en pile femme qui arriver sauver.
I don't think it's any secret that Haiti is known as the Republic of NGOs. There are thousands of NGOs that come here, and sometimes on a yearly basis with always good intentions, but good intentions don't always yield good results. So I do think that there is a tendency for people to want to help immediately, but oftentimes those end up being very band-aid solutions. And why I believe in Midwives for Haiti is because of our message of sustainability. We are interested in being here and understanding what works best for the community and also what is going to work in terms of the long term.
Pour toute sage-femme américaine qui vient, yo toujours vraiment yo am capacité pour me capable aider. Me sentir fière. Et puis ça fait me vinn plus capacité toujours ça bam plus capacité pour me mettre tout ça, m'apprendre en pratique, pour me continuer avec étudiante.
Alors c'est seulement ça.
We are ever growing stronger and more solid in what we do on a day-to-day basis here in Haiti. Our faculty is growing. We can now hire our graduates who are fantastic. And it just feels like we are developing this sort of strength. It feels stable and solid. And as we network further out of the skirts of Ainge, and more of our graduates go and work outside of Ainge, we are fast gaining this reputation amongst Haitians, amongst international NGOs as being a really reputable program. And that means other people come interested in also wanting to engage in supporting the growth of Sage-Femme Auxiliaire in Haiti. And so where our vision is going is that we see this becoming a nationally recognized profession by our ministries in Haiti. And that can only mean good news for Midwives for Haiti. It can only mean good news for midwives working in Haiti as we grow and sort of start to become recognized.